Hey, have you ever wondered what makes successful people successful? I mean, seriously, that's a great question. I get that question a lot. A lot of people approach me and say, hey, Riv, you talk to a lot of different people, you interact with a lot of different companies. What do the really successful people do? What are their habits? And I love that question because everybody I've ever interacted with throughout my career, I've always been in that student mode, right? I've always been trying to figure out what are the things that make them successful? What are their habits? And if I was going to take all that research over the last, God knows, my entire career and life, I could probably take all the answers I've received and put them into three buckets, okay? The first bucket, I would say, that is a consistent habit I've learned from so many different people I've interacted with, is they manage their focus, not their time. See, so much emphasis is put on managing your time when it really, time itself cannot be managed. We all get the same 168 hours a week to work with, right? It doesn't favor the rich or the poor, the young or the old, right? There's nothing you or I could do that's going to get us more hours. So to be successful, we have to manage what we focus on, not necessarily our time, okay? We have to become very disciplined in doing the things and managing our focus and our effort and our energy. And I always have an expression, the time to plan the week is before the week begins, right? It's common sense, not always common practice. And in fact, if you want to learn more about that, go check out my Power Week, Power Life System. Go to powerweeksystem.com. The link for some of that information is below. But the point being here is, if you really want to be successful, you've got to learn to manage your focus, not your time. The second thing that people have shared with me is you have to develop the ability to filter voices, right? We get, in today's society, there's so much information coming at us from multiple different angles. I mean, for crying out loud, just turn on the TV, flip through CNN, MSNBC, Fox, notice all the different news stations of how so much information is coming at us from different angles. Everybody's trying to get some real estate in our brain to plant some seeds and ideas. And if you think about it in the business context, everybody, your employees, your partners, your clients are all trying to influence your thinking. So we have to become really disciplined in how we filter those voices. We got to be able to collect information in and filter it out. And I always filter things out is, okay, is this information I need to act on today? Is this information I need to act on tomorrow? Or is this information I don't even need to act on at all? So you got to develop that filter. That's one layer of filtering of information coming in. The other ability we have to develop is the ability to filter the voice in our own head, right? That monkey mind chatter. See, God gives us two voices. He gives us spirit and he gives us ego, right? Ego voice, which I happen to call the monkey mind voice, is the voice that's always chirping all those things we need to do, we should do, we must do, we have to do, right? And if we're not careful, that ego monkey mind voice has a way of ruling us. And if you notice, our spirit voice is sitting over here nice and quiet, waiting for the monkey to stop his little dance in our own head, right? And I don't know if you guys ever remember Curious George, but that's what I think of, all right? Is I think of that monkey, right, getting out, bouncing up and down a trampoline, causing all kinds of havoc. When in reality, we have to filter what that voice is saying versus what our spirit and our soul is saying. So those are the first. The first one is we got to manage our focus, not our time. The second one is we have to develop the ability to filter voices. And the third one that I've gotten from so many different people I've talked with is you have to protect your energy. And I remember the first time I heard that, and I heard that from multiple different sources. And I remember just being puzzled for years, protect your energy. Wow. I can intellectually get my head around managing my focus versus my time. I mean, hell, you go to Amazon, there's a lot of books on productivity, a lot of things written on managing your focus versus your time. So intellectually, I can wrap my head around that. Intellectually, I can get my head around the idea of filtering voices, right? We have to develop the ability to filter voices externally as well as the voices in our own head. Okay, that makes sense. But how the hell do you protect your energy, right? I mean, that one set me into student mode for years. Okay, how do I do that? And I gotta tell you, this is what I discovered, okay? If we're able to manage our focus, not our time, manage our focus correctly here, and we're able to filter our voices, we in fact, if we can do those two things well, we in fact protect our energy. It's that simple. right? See, think about when you go on vacation. A lot of times people go on vacation and they go to the beach, and the very first thing they do is run down the beach. They put the chair in the sand. They sit down and they sit back and they go, "Ah, this is great," right? And it's just like, and they tell people before they leave for vacation, "I can't wait to get away. I can't wait to go unplug." And always blows my mind when I say, in reality, you're already unplugged. Right? Consider yourself think about like a light that's plugged into an outlet on the wall, right? It's plugged in to get a certain level of energy and current to fuel your energy to turn the light on. Okay? We don't get in the habit of managing our focus and filtering our voices, so we become unplugged before we even go on vacation, right? So we think the false assumption is we think we got to go on vacation to unplug, when in fact we got to go on vacation to plug back in to who we are. So the next time you're thinking about success habits, I want you to think about managing your focus, filtering your voices, right? And plugging into those two things so you can protect your energy. We'll talk to you next week. Imagine for a moment that you're exactly where you're supposed to be. The task in front of you is in fact something you were meant to do. Maybe it's the start of the next big thing in your life. Maybe it's a stepping stone to get you on the right track. All I know is when I reflect back, I am amazed at the challenges that I would often complain about were the same ones that supplied me with the wisdom and experience to succeed where I am today. I bet the same is true for you. Imagine if you could shift your perspective and begin to accept the challenges and fears that sometimes cross your path. Instead of agonizing over them, imagine seeing them as an amazing opportunity to learn and grow. Imagine the difference that would make in your life, both personally and professionally. If this is something you're interested in, I invite you to register for my free masterclass, Mindset Shift. And I'll show you how you can shift your perspective to achieve more. All you have to do is follow the link in the description below. Thanks for watching, and do me a favor. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment below, and of course, subscribe to this channel, because every week I'm putting out content to show you how you can embrace change, focus your efforts, and accelerate results. We'll talk to you soon.